let's look at some of the things that cultivate trust. All right. So these are the things, and you may recognize that some of these things are the opposites to what threaten trust and safety. And so I had a mentor in a residency that that he was my advisor, that was known for being very rigorous and for others scary. I'm putting my air quotes up here, scary. And I remember being on my first rotation with him, internal medicine, inpatient hospital medicine. And as we were rounding, he asked me a question and I didn't know the answer. And I was stumbling over my words and I was sweating because I knew that I just knew I had witnessed before I was going to get yelled at, I was going to get diminished. And he said to me, just look it up. And then he said, you don't have to know every single little thing. You just need to know where to get the information, how to access it at the right time. And that was incredibly healing for me because I had witnessed something else. I had witnessed that it was not okay to not know. And it was the first time that I experienced an environment where it felt safe to learn and grow and not have to know anything. And so over time, I got to know him, and he was very transparent. He was very inclusive. I always thought outside the box. He was very inclusive of my thoughts. He cultivated a connection in his own way. He was very curious about my interests outside of his own. We co-created a lot together. He acknowledged me when I did well, and he even modeled his own fallibility and vulnerability. And so that advisor became a very safe space for me at that time. And so when you have these components anchored in with clarity, with integrity, with structure and routine, with context is very important. With connection and pacing, because trauma can happen when things happen, when something happens when it's too much, too fast, too soon, too often, without enough respite, rest, and recovery. With repetition, and even with storytelling, then you can cultivate environments of safety.